Hello and welcome everybody to episode 41 of Planet
Wow.
Film Live. How old does that make you feel?
Pretty old.
I know, I can't
We
believe.
started this. I was 21.
Yeah, I mean when we started this, what was I? I was 16 when we started. That's crazy. That's
Doesn't
absolutely
sound quite
insane.
right.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, but 41 of these things. Woof. We're getting up there, man. We're almost to 1 year of the channel. Should
Yeah.
be, let's see, 42, 43, 44. Oh, it's actually the 1 year anniversary is on Tuesday.
Oh wow.
So it'll be episode 45. Episode 45 will be our 1 year. Yeah, awesome. So thank you guys so much for joining us on this wild ride that is the Planet Film Network. I know we haven't posted that much on the channel in the last few days. There just hasn't been a lot of trailers, and we've been working and busy and stuff a lot. So
Yeah,
um,
I was gonna do one like the what was the other thing? Oh,
West
In the
Side
Heights.
Story,
I
I
just
think.
didn't think was
Oh
like
yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
and West Side Story. I just didn't. I don't know. It just like wasn't really a trailer.
hmm
Like it
Also,
kind of was, but not really.
we both watched it live. Also,
Yeah. So
so
I
it
had
was a
watched it where
little
I was,
ruined.
so I was
Yeah.
kind of like whatever.
Um. Yeah, like I see, it's like I just have YouTube pulled up, and it's one of the recommended. It was only what was it? It was only like 80 seconds, so it wasn't much of a thing, anyways. Um. But yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking around the channel. I mean, it's good to see that randomly we had a bit of growth on the channel today. We got up to almost 130 subscribers. We're at 129. We started the day at what, 122 or 123?
123.
Yeah, and we haven't uploaded anything today, so I guess that's a good sign. Any day with like TJ once said, honestly, not even with added subscribers, just any day that we don't lose subscribers, like a day that
Mm.
it just stays the same is a success in our book. So
Yesterday was our first day in a while that we didn't grow in some way.
yeah,
I would
because
like
I
to point
think
out.
it's just because we
Yeah.
just didn't post anything.
We just didn't post anything. Yeah.
And then it all came today.
Are you
some
okay?
reason.
You seem a
Me?
little sick, or yeah, you're very
No,
downtrodden almost.
no. I just listen. I just came off of because I was in quarantine, and then I just got slammed with being at work until midnight, and then being back 8 hours later for 3 days in a
Oh,
row.
right.
And then when I got out of work today, I literally took a nap, and I woke up about 15 minutes ago.
Gotcha.
So yeah, when I said to you, when are you going on Discord, that was the first thing I did when I woke
Mhm.
up. I have a Red Bull with me though,
I see.
so I'll get there. Okay, yeah. So how have you been? What's new with you? You got any mini recs, mini reviews, anything you want to throw out there?
I'll update my Fast and Furious
Ooh.
rankings real quick.
Oh, didn't you watch
'Cause
Hobbs and Shaw?
Yeah, actually, I can also give my Dose 2 experience. Um, I was fine, really fine.
Really?
I had some aches, and that's it. I drank. How many Gatorades are in like a little thing? 8 probably. And those little plastic things. I drank 8 of them. I had some Pedialyte. Not as good as I remember. Gave me. I was like, oh, it kind of looks like a bigger version of a Huggy. Not like a Huggy at all. But yeah, I was good. I was very surprised. I ached on Friday, maybe a little bit more. Still ached a little on Saturday, and then by Sunday, I was good. I was
12
shocked.
Gatorades.
12 Gatorade, so 12.
Oof.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. I was surprised. I was really good.
You're hydrated, man.
It's a good thing I stayed home too, because if I was at work, I would have probably been at my desk for like 5 minutes before I had to go to the bathroom again.
Yeah.
And then water also obviously mixed in, but
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, I do feel
that's-
bad though that people,
Are
don't have the
having
same
bad
experiences.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the trick I think
yeah.
with all these is staying hydrated. That's what they say. It's just like you got to stay hydrated. You got to keep it coursing through you. You know that kind of thing. I'm sure, like you said, I'm sure it's one of those things that you felt okay, you felt like you got through it okay because you didn't go to work. I'm sure if you went to work and you were dealing with the lights and stuff and like your everything would just be
Yeah.
irritated, I'm sure you probably would have felt worse. Which is why,
Right.
I requested off for 2 days when I
Hmm.
get mine because, it does affect younger people more than it affects older people. Not everybody knows
Hmm.
that. Um but I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
I couldn't resist.
Um.
Um, oh, somebody else just mentioned that in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Um, I'm sorry. You continue. Fast Furious.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah. So Fast and Furious updated. So I watched on Friday. I actually watched a few things on Friday. I watched um Tokyo Drift, or not Tokyo Drift. Sorry, Hobbs and Shaw
Mm-hmm.
and Fate of the Furious. First time watching Hobbs and Shaw. Then I also watched. I
Ooh.
just want to make what else did I watch? I
Mm-hmm.
watched and Mortal Kombat. So Mortal Kombat you
Again?
can check. No. That's the first time I
Oh,
watched it.
that's right. Because that was
Yeah,
after last week's show. I forgot.
right. So if you want our Mortal Kombat thoughts, go check out the review that we
Yeah, you
have
check
posted
out
on the
that
channel.
review. The review not doing. I mean, it's doing bad. But it's
It's
not
worth.
doing too bad.
It's a little better than I thought. I thought it'd be
Yeah.
like 5 or 6. For
Mm-hmm.
being
What's it at
honest,
right now? Like 17?
it's at 12, 13,
Oh,
14.
okay. Well, still.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Oh, it's at
Um,
16.
Oh wow, that's a pleasant
There you go.
surprise. So updated, I have Fast 5 at 1.
Mm-hmm.
To Fast, sorry, Fast, the Fast and the Furious.
The
So
very
that's
first
number
one,
2.
right?
That's the first one. Sorry, that's number 2. Fast and Furious, which is the 4th one, at number 3. Furious 7 at 4. Fast and Furious 6 at 5. Hobbs and Shaw at 6. Um, Fate of the Furious at 7. Tokyo Drift 8. Too Fast, Too Furious at 9. Hobbs and
Not a
Shaw,
big Hobbs and Shaw fan?
I liked it. I don't remember like what my critiques of it were. It was definitely like a lot of banter. Like a lot. I don't know why they recasted Hobbs's daughter. I thought that was dumb. I hated that. I liked his daughter in the other movies, so I was very annoyed by that. I'm also becoming a bigger Vanessa Kirby fan. I
Mm-hmm.
watched
Uh,
Pieces of a
Pieces
Pieces
of a
of a
Woman? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on Saturday or whatever it was. Very good. I mean, there's definitely some like things that are very troublesome, especially with Shia LaBeouf being in it. But she's great, and yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I see that they're setting up a sequel. Now, did
Mm-hmm.
it do well enough that there could be one or no?
Yeah, I believe so.
It
It
did.
definitely
Okay.
didn't do like Fast 8 or Fast 7 numbers, but I think it made 800 or 900 million. I
Oh,
think
okay. Um,
definitely
do you have
enough.
any idea who that villain could be? The main person?
Oh, the
Anybody you
voice, the
think they've ever
voice.
introduced? Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of stuff on The Voice. So people think sorry, one second.
Good.
I just like was trying to type Hobbs and Shaw and then my brain broke. So yeah, it made about 800 million. So definitely
okay.
made its budget back enough to do a second
Yeah.
one for sure. It's just I think the delay with the second one is the talent, is the break in Rock and Statham's schedule. You
Right.
got to find that. Um, so some people said that they think it's Ryan Reynolds. That Ryan Reynolds is
Oh.
going to have like a bigger role in the universe more than just
Yeah.
what he was in Hobbs and Shaw, which I think is possible. So I should elaborate on that. The voice itself is Ryan Reynolds. So
Oh, really?
yeah, the voice
Okay.
is actually Ryan Reynolds, but people are wondering if maybe they just used his voice as a placeholder because it's so modulated people wouldn't notice. But like
Right, yeah.
somebody ran it through like an editor thing and
Of course.
yeah, and it's just Ryan Reynolds. But I
Yeah.
particularly I don't think it is Ryan Reynolds' character. I think they just used his voice because he can do a lot with it. He's like Jim Carrey. He can do a
Yeah.
lot with his voice.
I
People are saying it might
was-
be Keanu Reeves in a secret
Oh,
role.
wow.
That's what
That'd be
people were
kinda
saying
cool.
back then.
I was confused about. I know they addressed like Shaw's like backstory. I was confused.
I love the
I
flashbacks.
something about like him being thinking they double crossed an agent, and then Idris Elba said something, and I don't know. It was something that I just wasn't really paying attention to, and they brought up again, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then didn't they say something about him killing his brother? I thought they say that at one point, and I was like, wait, what are you talking about? But I again,
I
don't
don't
take
know.
me at my word. That could have never been said. But yeah, I thought it was good. I would like to see another one. But yeah, I think as far as like saying like, like this is the movie that takes the Fast and Furious from like
To the next
the main
level.
crew to these two. It's kind of like, I don't know about that. Like, I'd rather stick with I'd rather stick with the same crew and have these two back, maybe plus Vanessa Kirby. Like I know like Vin Diesel and The Rock apparently like have their problems, I've heard, and then Tyrese definitely does not like Dwayne Johnson because he made this movie. But I don't think he has a problem with Jason Statham, which doesn't make sense to me.
Statham has said multiple times that he wants back in the mainline ones.
Oh, really? Okay. Which
Recently,
again,
too.
I'd be great with that. Like same with The Rock, bring him back and Vanessa Kirby, bring them all together. I think that'd be great. Yeah, I'm also like, I don't know if we could maybe find a different, like Charlize Theron is great, but maybe if we could find a different villain, like I just not a fan of her as a villain in the franchise as a whole. But yeah, I think they should work out their differences and find some way to like come together. But we'll see.
Maybe just kill off Tyrese. I don't know.
No, I like Tyre. I actually think he's funny. On rewatch, I was laughing at what he was saying. I know people, I feel like generally don't like him in the movie, his character, but I don't know. I thought he was funny.
I know. All I know about Tyrese is just the meme stuff of like all the drama that went down with them. But that being said, so I don't really have any thoughts on the man, like either one way or the other. But I'm glad he got. I'm glad he's in Venom to maybe do get something a little outside of the Fast and Furious for himself.
Yeah. Well, he did that
to kind of make a
cop movie like 2 years ago that we had. It was like
Oh,
something
yeah.
blue or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Forgot who it was with, but and then yeah, because
Black
Tyrese
and
did
blue.
some right. Tyrese did some video like something about The Rock, but it was like a few years ago, and I was gonna try to find it on Instagram. But he posts so much, and I was like, I can't scroll through this. I had like scrolled like
He
5
strikes
times.
me as somebody who would post too much.
I was in the same month. I was like, oh my god. Like,
He was in
But
the
yeah.
same month. That was funny, just the way that you said that. Yeah. So I mean, like I said, this weekend feels like it's just like gone because it was just fucking. I was working so much. So I haven't really gotten a chance to watch anything. But I will recommend Mortal Kombat. I'll throw that out there because I think that is definitely worth a watch. We're going to talk about it in just a second here as well with how it did over the past weekend. But yeah,
Finally got your box office back a little bit.
I know. Yeah, I know. So do you want to go ahead and hop into some news or
Sure.
anything else
do
we
it.
got to talk about? All right, perfect. All right, we're gonna start off with a little easy one here, and we can get chat involved as well. Let us know. So yesterday was the man himself, Giancarlo Esposito's 63rd birthday.
It was?
Yeah, it was.
I did not see that
And
anywhere.
you didn't even say happy birthday to him, did you?
No.
Wow.
Well, it was probably overtaken from the whole Oscars thing, so.
True. Yeah.
Probably a
So
little
I
buried in
have
the
to
dirt
ask
there.
you, what? I know we are a fan of everything that he does. What is your favorite role of Giancarlo Esposito?
I mean, it's honestly probably. I know that's like everybody's answer. It's probably Gus.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him in Do the Right Thing. I thought his character was funny. How do you spell his name?
It's like Giancarlo, so Gian.
There he is. Okay. Breaking Bad, Do the Right Thing. I honestly feel like I haven't seen him in that much. Obviously Mando. What else is he on?
The Boys.
He's on a ton of shit. Oh, The Boys, duh.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we haven't seen that. Like, I feel like I haven't. I
Oh
need
yeah,
more from him
he's
in The
he's
Boys.
still building
You know,
up on there, yeah, for sure.
I feel like it's just hands down for me. Breaking Bad, because I honestly didn't know who he was until I watched Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go. We got Michelle saying, "Oh, Michelle and Danielle saying, yeah, Sydney Glass
Mirror
/
from
Magic Mirror from Once Upon a Time." That's definitely
from Once Upon a Time in the Woods, right? Is that what it's called?
no,
I've
just
never
Once
seen
Upon a
that.
Time.
Once Upon a Time. Oh.
That's definitely the first place that I was exposed to him. Before I watched, or maybe I might have watched. I might have like started watching. What's it called? I might have started watching Breaking Bad while, like was just starting. Because I think Once Upon a Time started in like 2010, and then Breaking Bad started in 2008. So, maybe I like saw him in both at the same time. But I liked him in Once Upon a Time. It was a good role for him. But I really love, like you said, I think it's just right now in terms of what he has right now, it's got to be Gus. I mean, I don't know how you have any other film or any other role, sorry, that overtakes that for people. I mean, he's been playing Gus for 12 years, right? Like about the same amount of time as Bob Odenkirk has been playing Saul. And like he just constantly brings it, and he's one of the most chilling, like well-known, memeable,
Right.
like most loved villains like of all time. And I think it just speaks to how good he is in any role.
Right.
But yeah, and hopefully we get we get him in the MCU soon, which is what he has been wanting and what fans have been wanting, and I'm sure what
I didn't even
Kevin has been wanting.
I didn't even know Once Upon a Time was a show.
Oh, really?
I might have seen, what was it on?
You were thinking of Into the Woods.
Into the Woods, yeah.
Yeah.
2011.
Very similar concept.
Maybe I've seen like ads here and there.
Yeah,
when I was
yeah.
like younger.
Yeah. It was a real wild time in the 2010s there. All right. So, next up, speaking of Moffs and such and Disney Plus and Star Wars, we have Matt Lanter in an exclusive interview with Entertainment Weekly confirms that there is a secret project in development at Lucasfilm Animation and that we will see his Anakin again very soon. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think this should be? What do you think this could be? Do you think this is flashback stuff in the Bad Batch, or do you think maybe
that's what I was thinking?
There also has been a rumored Anakin Obi-Wan between Episode 1 and Episode 2 show. That has been rumored. Do you think that
Anakin,
is actually possible?
Obi-Wan between Episode 1 and Episode 2 show.
Yeah, like Obi-Wan training him as Padawan in those 10 years that we never saw.
I think it's obviously like animated stuff. Maybe you get a game in there. Does he voice in the games as well or no?
Oh, yep, absolutely.
So maybe in there. Yeah, I can't imagine like what I would probably hop on what you're saying. So it's probably like I would have to imagine a plethora of animated shows or maybe unless they dip their toe in the movie field again, which I don't think they will do, but and then maybe like a game or two. Because I thought I saw.
I think they.
Did I see it today that they were that somebody's developing a new Star Wars game? I feel like I saw something on Twitter
maybe.
that said somebody was. I saw something that people are thinking they're developing a Marvel vs. DC game, but I don't know. I thought I saw a Star Wars.
How is that even to be possible?
I don't know, but yeah, like if you could give me like obviously it's been well documented. Me and you are big fans of Lego Star Wars. Obviously, it's not coming out. Obviously, they don't talk unless in this new one they are. Are they?
Oh yeah. This one full voice cast.
Maybe that, but that's probably not what he's referring to. So maybe like a new game of some sort. Maybe you want to turn that idea that you had into a game or something. I don't know. But yeah, it'd have to be something animated or a show probably.
That'd be very cool. Yeah, I mean, I am up for anything. Obviously, to me at least, and I think probably to you, because I know
Hmm.
you're a big fan of it. Like to me, both Hayden and Matt are both Anakin to me. Just like
Yeah.
the same way that Ewan and James Arnold Taylor are both Obi-Wan.
Right.
Like you can't have one without the other. They both have been playing those characters for such a long time in two different mediums. And now with the end of season 7 of the Clone Wars, like they had never been more intrinsically linked to one another. I mean, you can now watch the events of episode 3 with some scenes with Ewan, some scenes with James Arnold Taylor, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which I love. So to me, anytime that he comes back, I think it's great.
Hmm.
I would love anything with his Anakin, even if it's just something for the Bad Batch where it's Rex showing a flashback or something. I don't know,
Hmm.
anything like that. Um, so I'm very excited to see what it is. I'm excited to see. He did refer to it as a secret project, so that's making me wonder if maybe it isn't Bad Batch. Maybe it
Yeah.
is an animated game or movie or show or something like that.
Do you
Um,
think? Do you think? I know. This is like a completely kind of related question, but not really. Do you think that? Now I know obviously like Marvel has a plethora of. I keep saying that word. Um, all these comic books and source material to look back on. Do you think there'll ever be a point where Lucasfilm churns out Star Wars content like Marvel does, or no? Do you think that's ever possible? Or do you think it's like more of like a saturation thing where it's like we don't want to,
mhm.
overflow everybody with, you know, stuff?
I think maybe one day, but I just don't see the problem with it is you look at something like WandaVision right now. This isn't the comics, this is a TV show, but the principle applies to the comics too.
Right.
Marvel can, especially the comic books. You look at something like House of M, right? And then WandaVision is just a good example of it in the
Hmm.
live action. Is that Marvel builds itself up to a place where pretty much anything goes. Star
Right.
Wars has to be Star Wars. You know what I mean by that? Like, so I think Star Wars is kind of inherently limited,
Okay.
if you get what I mean. Like, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I
Yeah.
say maybe. That's why I say maybe one day, because they could easily say, all right, guys, after the High Republic is done, we're gonna make a pivot to making Star Wars more genre broad. They could totally make that
Right.
pivot tomorrow and be like, all right, we're gonna start building up so that we can have Star Wars horror, Star Wars western, Star Wars, all those things that honestly, Star Wars horror, Star Wars westerns, those two things right there already lend themselves to Star Wars now. But
Hmm.
they really don't pull on those threads that much. You know what I mean? They don't even take full advantage of the things that do work in universe.
Hmm.
Like, so if they get somebody, maybe one day, obviously we know not anytime soon, but one day, when Kathleen Kennedy retires, maybe the next person who comes in, maybe their vision for Star Wars can be to kind of broaden the
Hmm.
spectrum of storytelling. So I think at that point, anything goes, but as of right now, I just don't think we're ever going to get there with Star Wars. I think it's going to
Right.
always be something that is less is more,
Right.
whereas Marvel just kind of does whatever they think of and then see what sticks, that kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah. And that wasn't me trying to say like, oh, Disney or Marvel has all this source material to go off of, so it's not hard to make stories out of it. Like obviously, like
Oh yeah, yeah.
they literally just pull from the comics, and that's about it.
Hmm.
Like they'll take some story beats, but then they'll like kind of shape it in their own way.
Yeah. Like look at
And
WandaVision.
that
That's
was
like a combination of 4 different
right,
runs.
right, and that was my whole thing. Like with Star Wars, it's like they don't have that source material. Like they have some of the books that they can pull
Hmm.
from, but
They
they
cherry
still
pick
it still
from stuff all the
right.
time.
It still takes maybe a little bit longer for them to kind of formulate original
Hmm.
stuff, basically.
Absolutely. All right. So next up, we need to talk about, because we did talk about part of this last week, or maybe even the week before that. Gosh, I don't know. It's all blending together. But so we had talked about that Sony struck this massive deal with Netflix to have, you know, Sony be the exclusive, or I'm sorry, to have Netflix be the exclusive streaming home of now I will say they did say in that original statement select Sony titles. That they said that from the very beginning about the Netflix thing. And then now, just about, I think it was even the next morning from last week's show, a huge deal was made, even bigger one apparently. Disney stepped in and said, no, no, no. And now Disney Plus will be the sole streaming home of everything Spider-Man. So this is Sony titles. This is specifically... What we know so far is that specifically all of the Spider-Man films and any ancillary Spider-Man films, as well as the Jumanji franchise, but we're not sure what else. So it kind of seems like they might be backpedaling on the Netflix deal a little bit.
When you say ancillary Spider, do you think that would include, what's it called? Morbius?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Because it's in the MCU.
Right. Okay.
Isn't that weird that Morbius is in the MCU? How do you feel about that? How do you feel Jared Leto's joining?
We don't know. Michael Keaton could literally just be playing like... Nah, I know. We literally have Spider-Man on
what if he's playing Bugs Bunny?
It's in the crossover with the Space Jam.
Oh, they're in the Serververse! The Serververse and the Spider-Verse! Don Cheadle is Rhodey in Space Jam, confirmed. No, but remember, because in the Morbius trailer, Michael Keaton goes, "What's up, Doc?"
Right. Yeah,
and he's got the carrot, and he goes, "Oh, what's up?" No, but what are your thoughts on this? I mean, this is huge. I mean, so now literally the only MCU title you can't stream on Disney Plus will be The Incredible Hulk. Everything else will be under one roof. So now it would
just be like once it leaves Netflix, right? It would go to
Disney Plus. Yeah. So I think what it is that they are doing whatever they have in place with Netflix, whatever that deal just was. I think they cut it at the knees, kind of to 1 year to the rest of 2021, and then when 2022 hits, it's going to go to Disney Plus. Now this says titles will be split between Disney Plus and Hulu, though. So I'm assuming.
Does anybody know when that original deal starts? Like,
I don't think so. No.
With Netflix,
we don't even really know when this one starts, other than it says it's a deal that will run for 5 years from 2022 to 2026. So we don't even really know exactly when this one will start.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited that will be a thing because I'll probably do, a few years from now down the line, I'll probably end up doing another rewatch.
Yeah.
By the way, I think rewatches, like when I will do a rewatch, it will only consist of the movies. Like I will not do the shows because like I don't know. I'm not a big like show rewatcher. I feel like So like I just won't really probably do those, but it'll be nice to kind of have them all in the same place. If the Incredible Hulk never gets to Disney Plus, I really don't care.
Yeah, I read an article. I read an article about that was basically like
who owns that anyway?
Universal. So they basically said like it was this article after this news came out saying like there's only one MCU title that won't be available on Disney Plus and you'll never guess what it is. And it's like, well, if you know, it's the Incredible Hulk. But
I guessed
it. But the article did make a couple of good points that was like, and honestly, we think I can't remember what it was from. Maybe it was like Slash Film or something like that. But it was like we think that it just will never go on Disney Plus because there's really no incentive for either party to negotiate money. Because it's like, it's just that one film. It's within the MCU. Yes, all those most of those characters have returned. Yes, Tony Stark is in that movie. But, like, that's one movie with all those people. I mean, there are 10 movies with the Hulk on Disney Plus. There are 6 movies with Ross on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? Like everything with Tony besides that is going to be on Disney Plus. So they were like, we don't really think that there's any incentive to do it, because it's like, if you want that one movie, just go seek it out somewhere. Just have that be the
It's
one you
also
own
not
or
like
something.
the movie's not like it's not like an Endgame or an Infinity War, like, you know, level.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like it's
Yeah.
not that big of a deal.
It's a hero origin one. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Yeah.
even now, Disney Plus is gonna have Blonsky coming back and all that. You know what I mean? Like
Yay.
they have a whole bunch of stuff going on. Like so yeah, I don't know, but I just don't really think it's necessary for it to be on
No,
Disney Plus.
I would agree with that.
But something I would say though, something like the Spider-Man movies, much more necessary, I think, to complete it, because that Tony is not just in an end credit scene. Tony is in Homecoming. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's
Far From Home is entirely about everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's all about Endgame and the fallout and everything like that. The Incredible Hulk just comes from a different time that everything wasn't so linked.
Right.
Aside from that very end credit scene, obviously. All right. So next up, we have. Are you a fan of television program called How I Met Your Mother?
No.
You are not a fan.
No, I never watched it. It was on when I was how old? When did it run again?
I think like 2009 to 2016 or something like that.
Yeah, so what was I in 09? That was
like
12 years ago.
So you were like 12, 10, 11?
Yeah. So
something like that.
No. Did you watch it?
Like I'm a big fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Damn,
rewatched it. That was one of the first things, like when I got Netflix, that was one of the first things I binge watched. Was How I Met Your Mother. Now this is interesting because this news is that How I Met Your Father is in active development right now at Hulu.
Yeah.
With Hilary Duff attached to star as the main character. With the same exact trope of telling, it's going to be her in the future telling her kids about how she met their father, with the story starting in 2021. Now, this is so interesting to me because when How I Met Your Mother ended, this show was supposed to go into production immediately with Meg Ryan attached.
Oh, I heard it was
to play
Greta
the
Gerwig.
older. No, it was Greta Gerwig to play the current one, Meg Ryan to play the older woman's voice. And it was supposed to go like immediately. Like Greta Gerwig was like signed up, like she was coming off I think she was coming off or I don't know, something like, I think Lady Bird was like hot right then or something like that. So it was like big news.
Yeah, it was 2015, right? I think Lady Bird.
I think
out.
so. So it was right around that same time. So it was big news, and then all of a sudden it just like died.
Just
like it was just gone. And people were like, "Oh my god, what the hell happened?" So I'm glad, I'm not glad that it took 6 years to randomly pop up again.
Lady Bird came out 2017.
Oh, okay. So maybe it was around there, but either way, I mean, Greta Gerwig's big. I'm a little upset that it took like 6 years to get this concept going, but like Michelle just said in chat, they've been trying to find a good Hilary Duff property for a while. Yeah, I think this might be a little bit of Disney saying like, listen, we're sorry, we couldn't make Lizzie McGuire work. We couldn't do the adult story that Hilary Duff was pushing for. But I think this is going to be a very happy medium. I think this is going to be, she's going to get to play, the kind of independent, adult woman type thing that she was looking for, that kind of a story. Right. And they get to, use a IP that is known and stuff like that. So I think I'm hoping that this is kind of a best of both worlds, kind of a, what do they call it? What's it called? A prize, a consolation prize.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. So I'm excited for it. But we'll just have to see how the quality is.
How many episodes is How I Met Your Mother? Isn't it like 200 something probably? Estimated.
I think so. Because
watch it, but
yeah, I think it's 9 seasons.
Is it on
Gosh,
Hulu
it's been
or
such a long
Netflix?
time. I think it's on Hulu now. Oh wow. Ooh, I was way off on the years. It was not way off, but it was 2005 to 2014.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Well, even younger.
Yeah. 9 seasons, 208 episodes.
Oof. All right.
Great show.
I ever wanted to watch it. Tough one.
Rare show that all 5 of the main cast members are in every single episode. Like they don't pull anything with like, oh, that was the season that Barney left, and then and then he came back and said no. But it's very, very good. It's a very emotional show too towards the end. And it's got Kristen Milioti in it in the later seasons. I won't spoil what role she has though. Let's see here. We have Russell Crowe seemingly spoiling his Thor: Love and Thunder role. Saying
he's playing Zeus.
Zeus,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, do you think it's possible that could be another fake show thing, like where he's in the little play with like Matt Damon and Melissa McCarthy and something like that?
I think maybe, but I think he might be playing the real guy.
Zeus.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
Which
So do you think he's gonna get jacked?
No, I think not. Like you mean like Jor-El again? Not like that. I don't think. So. I think that was one and done for old Russell there. But yeah, so looking forward to that. I feel like Thor: Love and Thunder is just gonna be such like a cool. It's just gonna be so cool. Like there's just gonna be so many cool comic book ties in there, and like having Taika with all these additional cast members and all this other stuff.
Jesus Christ, man.
Like it's gonna be so cool. All right. So you want to talk about this one? So we have another round, which is the Oscar-winning foreign film, or international film. Sorry, is getting an English remake, with Leonardo DiCaprio in talks to star in the Mads Mikkelsen role. Now, what are your thoughts on this? And then I will give my thoughts on this. I tweeted about it, so if you read that, you might already know my thoughts. But
did you read? I don't know if you want to pull it up. Did you read the director's comments on it? Okay, well, try to Google that real quick, and I'll just say what I think. So personally, I feel like I do feel like if the foreign movie comes out and they want to, we want to make it English and everything, I feel like you should watch the foreign version. I'm not like against it, but I think people in general should watch more foreign films. I know it's kind of like, pulling teeth, and people complain about the subtitles and everything. Me personally, I watch everything with subtitles now. Like every show, every movie, I watch with subtitles, no matter foreign or English. But what I did see that the director was kind of, he was fine with it. So, that I was like, oh, okay, so like if the person that created it originally is fine with it, then I really don't care. I also can't say that like it shouldn't be done, because obviously Martin Scorsese made The Departed, which is based off Infernal Affairs.
Yeah.
Which I guess Scorsese changed like a decent amount of stuff too from that movie. Which I honestly will probably check out Infernal Affairs also at some point. Just because I've seen that. They actually, I literally watched The Departed for the first time like a few weeks ago, and I was like,
The Departed?
Shit, man, I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah,
like
man.
I knew people said it was really good, but I didn't know how good. So I'll probably watch like Infernal Affairs at some point. So I don't know. I feel like making it English, like as long as it like, isn't like terrible, and maybe like it'll like it introduces people, it introduces it to a wider audience, and maybe it makes people want to go watch the original, So I'm not like against it. like the whole Parasite thing. When I heard Bong was like attached to that, I was like, oh well, I can't really say anything because Bong should
Yeah.
go with it for it, and which isn't even a remake. It's like just building on the universe, which I was like, oh okay, But yeah, I don't really have that big of a problem with it as long as the creator is fine with it.
To me, like, I think you've convinced me. I think you've done some convincing, because I really was very against it.
Yeah,
Just
because
because
you really like this movie. I
yeah,
still haven't seen it. I need to
I
watch it.
really loved it. And I thought, I mean, I mean, I know both of us have. Like, I'm a huge Mads Mikkelsen fan. Obviously, I think he's one of the best actors working right now. And I really liked Another Round. I thought his portrayal of the character was, I thought his portrayal of the character was a very singular portrayal. Like, I think even somebody as good as Leo, it's just I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it as much. But like you said, somebody who hasn't seen the original might enjoy this more. But like, then I have other things, and yes, I'm glad that the director is okay with it. I don't think he's directly on board like Bong is for Parasite. But that would make me be fine with it even more so. But even giving his blessing, that I can't argue with that.
Right.
But to me, it's just another thing too, is like the actual film is so specific to this Danish tradition that they do.
Right.
Like, I don't understand how you do that story in America without changing it so much that it might not make sense anymore.
Right.
Because it's not like just for some context, so for the film, like, it's not like he goes on this binge drinking thing that like him and his friends did once when they were younger, to kind of it's not like a hangover thing. It's like he is a guy who's kind of stuck in a rut in life and sees
Right.
this tradition, this competition, as kind of a way to loosen up, and he sees alcohol as that. And I just feel like I feel like it's a weird societal thing, because it's like we don't view alcohol in America the same way that they do. You know what I mean? Like, to them, alcohol is almost like it's an accepted part of life. Like, it's not a taboo subject. Like, but here it's like, I don't know if you could pull off the same story without changing it much. That's just my big reservation with it. And then to me, the other thing is just, if you want to see the movie, just watch the original with the subtitles. Like, that's what I tweeted.
Yeah,
I was
but
like,
again, with,
didn't we learn that lesson with Parasite?
Americans? It's like that's like pulling teeth.
Pulling teeth, yeah.
Yeah, like it's like
Yeah. So I am excited, and then also, yes, I'm happy that it's Leo, but why not just have it be Mads Mikkelsen? Like, I don't know. To me, I'm gonna see it. I'm happy about the news. I'm kind of torn on it, because it's I don't know if you can make it the same movie, because it's a totally different kind of society over here. I don't know. But
we
either
live
way,
in a
it'll
society.
be interesting. All right, and that'll do it for episode 41. No. All right, so let's see. Am I missing anything on news? Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is let's not say anything spoilery on this.
Okay.
But
Also, don't forget your box office thing. If that's what you're gonna be talking about.
yeah, I could pull. I closed.
okay.
I closed the box office just because I didn't want to like run too long, but I mean,
Oh, no,
I
you're
can
good.
pull it up. Let me just see. But what I wanted to say was, let's not get too spoilery here, but we do have Captain America 4 officially in the works.
Oh, right. Yeah.
From Marvel Studios, with Falcon and Winter Soldier showrunner Marcus Spellman penning the script. So what are your thoughts on this? I don't know how we can not spoil anything, but
I mean, the episode came out on Friday, so it's
true,
like,
and the posters out and stuff. Yeah,
right,
we
right.
could just say it.
I think it's great news. I'm happy.
Yeah, let's just say
did we
it.
talk about this on Saturday? A little bit or no?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
A
hilarious.
little bit.
I mean, I think it's funny that I think Anthony Mackie said he found out from his son in a grocery store that this was a
Mm-hmm.
thing. I think this is great. I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited to see who the villain is. I'm excited to
Mm-hmm.
see, kind of, Sam coming into his own more and more as Captain America.
Yeah.
And I'm interested
Absolutely.
to see again if Bucky's in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I again, like I said on in Planet Hero on Saturday, I don't think that he will get his own movie at any point. Um, so I'm interested to see if he does shows up in Captain America 4 or if he's kind of bouncing around like he kind of has been
Mm-hmm.
in each movie, kind of making different little cameos.
Uh-oh.
But
We spoiled it for somebody.
I know I
Danielle
saw
in the
Danielle.
chat said Sam
I'm
is what?
sorry.
Man.
But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm glad we're getting another one.
Mm-hmm. This is what I think on Bucky. I think you're absolutely right. I think I actually do think
Yeah.
the obvious choice obviously is this would be a Sam and Bucky movie. Obviously. That's the clear choice.
Right.
I would actually I actually would want to see this movie. Like, obviously, I think you can't have a Captain America movie without Sebastian Stan just because it's kind of a tradition at this point. Um, so throw him in an end credit or something. But I would actually love to see a Sam Wilson Captain America story, just without Bucky. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to work with each other on every single mission. And I personally, I do think that Bucky will appear in both Black Panther 2 and in the Wakanda Disney Plus show. So I think you could even explain it like that. That like, oh yeah, well Bucky's off. He's doing something with the Wakandans right now, or he's helping somewhere else, something like that. That way, you can kind of get because Sam has kind of always been linked to Steve, linked to Bucky, the entire time. So I think it would be interesting to kind of see him grow more. And I do think if you take Bucky out of the movie, I think that will give more of a launch pad for Eli Bradley to step up into the Patriot role. I think you could explore that in the film. Maybe it's something that Sam kind of, no pun intended, takes him under his wing to kind of teach him the right way of doing things and stuff like that. I think that would just be very, very interesting to not have Bucky in the movie. But that being said, I love Bucky. I love Sebastian Stan.
Yeah.
Great character. If he's in it, I have no problems either. I just think it would be interesting to have those two characters kind of take a break from each other.
Yeah. Also, you're also building on, which I don't really think is like an argument. People might be able to argue. Actually, no, I don't think so. The best, you're building on the best trilogy of films so far in the MCU, which is the three Captain Americas, which I don't think. Would you say there's an argument there or no? I don't like Thor, no. Iron Man, no.
Unless you count like Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame as a trilogy, but not really.
Yeah, no. But I'd be so down for that. And I'm excited. I'm excited.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm super excited too that that Marcus Spellman is coming back.
Yeah.
To write it, because I think why not? I mean, boom. I mean, he just gave Marvel a not like out of the park it hit a satellite of a home run. You know what I mean? like he just knocked it completely out of the park.
Right.
So why not just move him right on to the next project? And we know how these things work. I'm sure he's been working on this movie for many months. And Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie both were like, I'd love for whatever's gonna happen, but I don't know anything. That's complete bullshit. Yeah. Like we found out that Anthony found out he was gonna be Cap in 2018, I think.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because his stuntman actually said that because he was like he posted a video and he was like early 2019, me starting the very first training of what Sam's movement would be like with the shield. And he said that was early 2019.
Gotcha.
So I'd have to imagine Anthony knew before his stuntman. But yeah, so
But you never know.
I don't believe that at all. Yeah, I don't believe that at all. With the whole like, well, I'd love to be in Captain America 4, but I haven't heard anything. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're probably already training for Captain America 5. They probably already shot 4. No, but seriously, I think just to cap off the Captain America 4 thing, I think the Disney Plus show is great. The way Kevin Feige described it as, think about if you hadn't watched WandaVision. Think about if you hadn't watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then the next time you saw those characters, you'd be like, "What the hell happened to Vision's face? What is it? Why is Wanda the Scarlet Witch? Like, why is Sam Captain? Like, you can go like these are basically the little side adventures that they have. You know what I mean, to get them to that next place. But that being said, the shows are still huge and grand and stuff. But the fact that, not even talking about Sam Wilson, the fact that Anthony Mackie, a black actor, is getting this humongous tentpole for himself to be in, I think that's amazing. I think that's great.
Right.
That he's going to get to, have this huge franchise, this huge blockbuster film franchise kind of ride on his shoulders now, which I think is great. I think that's everything. Oh yeah, and then Game of Thrones House of the Dragon has officially started production. Stars a bunch of different people: Matt Smith, Olivia Cook. I think Matt Smith and Olivia Cook are going to be the two main leads of the show. I don't have the full cast list pulled up right now, but what are your thoughts on this? Are you happy that we're finally after like a bunch of failed pilots, we're finally officially getting the next Game of Thrones show? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, as long as it's good.
Without D&D.
This is not... There's no source material for this, correct? Like, we're basing it off of...
It's based off
snippets.
of, like, snippets from some of the books. Like,
Books.
But it's just based on, the stories that they tell in the books.
Is George involved?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just, like, a producer.
Okay. Oh, yeah, he signed that, like, gazillion-dollar deal to help them develop stuff like that. Man, for all you book readers out there, I don't think those books are ever going to be finished. I hate to tell you, like
I don't think Winds of Winter will ever be finished. No. I genuinely don't. He's making too much money with the shows.
Yeah, and man, that's so crazy to just have your kind of life change like that. Like, I'm not saying he wasn't making any money.
Like, you go from
books.
A writer to being like a huge producer.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's good for him. Like, hey man.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to write that last book. Like, that's why TJ said, like, sorry, book readers, but, like, George does not need to write that last book. He is okay. Like, he's doing okay for himself.
But yeah, I'm excited to get some more Thrones, and I just hope it's good. I really do.
Same, yeah. I mean, I am really excited for this, but we talk about expectations a lot in this space on this channel. My expectations are right at ground level. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not getting my hopes up like crazy. I'm not doing anything like that. But that being said, obviously I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. Obviously TJ's a Doctor Who fan too. I'm excited to see Matt Smith in this. I love Olivia Cook from, Me, Your Own Dying Girl, Ready Player One.
Danielle actually just finished season 2 of The Crown last night.
Oh, there you go.
That was his last episode.
That was his last. Well, now you get to watch this show. Look at that.
Olivia Colman and no, next season 3. Olivia Colman and
No, I mean now you get to watch this show with Matt Smith.
Yeah. And Morbius when that comes out. He's
absolutely. I hope Matt Smith. I hope he's not just like one and done with Morbius, because I'd like to see him in that. Because I mean, another one. David Tennant, amazing villain for the entire Jessica Jones show, but especially he's most present in season 1. But absolutely fantastic. But I'm sad that that's the only thing he's been in. I'd love to see that character, the Purple Man, come back in something else, because he was very, very good. And I'd love to see, if we could get Matt Smith and David Tennant on screen together as two Marvel villains. They could potentially both be part of the Sinister Six. I mean, they really could be, because I think both of those characters have in the comics. But who knows? Maybe Tyrese will shoot Matt Smith in the face. Maybe that's what we'll see in Morbius. All right.
Wait, so Tyrese is in Morbius?
Yeah.
Oh, was he in the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I just don't remember.
He's like I think he's a cop or FBI or something. I think he's Matt Smith's partner, but Matt Smith is the villain.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But yeah.
Wow, what a Sinister Six that would be.
With two doctors on
Matt
it?
Smith,
yeah.
David Tennant, Michael Keaton, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh my god. What a lineup.
I don't know who else.
Willem Dafoe.
Maybe throw Jamie
Alfred
Foxx
Molina.
in there.
Yeah.
Or Alfred Molina, yeah. I don't see...
I think Willem and Alfred are one and done. I think Jamie Foxx could continue.
That I would agree with Alfred Molina. I think he's in this movie and that's it. Like, I don't think he's coming.
I think that's why they're being so public with all of his info. Right. It's because it's like, all right, we'll give him the one that everybody's going to think is the one that really matters, but he's really doesn't matter that much.
That'd be crazy, though. Oh, my Lord. I don't even think that's 6 people. I just named, what was that, 5?
I think so, yeah. Oh, yeah, and then you cap it off with Giancarlo as Norman Osborn. There you go.
There you go. Boom.
Gosh, could you imagine? I just want them to be like, yes, he is Norman Osborn. How great would that be? Jesus. All right, I think that's everything. I'm trying to scroll through. Oh, yeah, we have last bit of news here. So Jim Henson is officially getting a biopic or biopic, if you pronounce it wrong, titled Muppet Man. And it is currently in development at Disney. So I'll throw to you in a second, but I will say I am super excited for this because I like when Disney does these live action kind of biopic type things. As you know, one of my favorite movies of all time is Saving Mr. Banks. I think that movie is fantastic. If we get a Jim Henson type Saving Mr. Banks movie, I will be over the moon because that is one of the most emotional movies I think Disney's ever made and one of the best movies they've ever made. With obviously in that one, Tom Hanks doing the biopic part for Walt Disney. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this on Jim Henson and just kind of I think it's probably clearly going to chronicle kind of the Muppets all the way from its start up to his death. And then who would you want to play Jim Henson? Who do you think would be a good choice?
I'm pretty excited for that. I'm a sucker for a good biopic. I haven't seen Saving Mr. Banks. I've seen it like on Netflix, like listed, but I've just never clicked on it. As far as playing Jim Henson, what is Jim? I honestly don't remember what he looks like.
He's kind of like a hippie. Like he's got long hair and a beard.
So Tom Hanks is out of the question.
But he didn't start. Yeah, he kind of looks like Woody from Toy Story.
Oh, okay.
But then later he has got long hair and a beard.
If my IMDb would load, I'd be able to pull up the picture of him. But
okay, so I don't know how you would do it with maybe you would de-age to begin with, but I think man, I don't know how old he is right now, but I think Tim Blake Nelson could kill this role.
Ooh,
I think he would be great. But
kinda
maybe you
looks
just
like
maybe you just do a little de-aging as like younger. John Krasinski. Michelle in chat says John Krasinski. I could see that. I could definitely see that.
I'm trying to think of anybody in Hollywood.
But does John Krasinski have that like? Does he have that like heartwarming like feel? Can he pull that? Because like Jim's funny, and then like we know that he could be serious and stuff too. But like, can John Krasinski like pull that like heartwarming thing out of him? I don't know.
Who else is heartwarming in Hollywood?
I don't know. Man, let me look up. I'm sure there's probably an article out there who should play Jim Henson. If I can type. There we go. 7. Yeah, there you go. Collider. 7 actors who should play Jim Henson. Okay, Justin Theroux. I can see that. Jason Segel. I don't know.
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis. Yeah, one. That I really like. Oh, Bill Hader too.
Yeah.
Oh, Wyatt Russell.
He looks like no on Adam Driver.
Yeah, Adam Driver again. He looks like him, but I don't think Adam Driver would do it. I think I'm going to settle on Jason Sudeikis.
I'm going to go with that one too.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to settle on.
That's a good one.
Because if you want to talk about a heartwarming person in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Watch
him.
Ted Lasso.
Yeah,
first
exactly.
episode.
Like him and I think him and Bill Hader would both be great on it, but
Mhm.
I think because Bill Hader and him both obviously have that kind of heartwarming factor with them, but
Right.
I think just Jason Sudeikis would just be perfect. I really think
Mhm.
Jason Sudeikis would be great. Man, yeah. Now that that's in my head, that's all I can picture. I think that would be the best choice for it. Um, and like good for Jason Sudeikis. Like he's obviously showing that he's a force to be reckoned with in the acting department. So let's move that from TV to movies. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I think that'd be great. So yeah, I think that'll do it for the news. Last thing I have here is just Elizabeth Olsen talking a little bit about wrapping Doctor Strange 2. In an interview,
Crazy movie.
she said it's a bonkers movie. They're definitely going for the horror show vibe.
Good.
So yeah, good, great, exactly. Like that's all I really have to say about that. Just fantastic. That's exactly what we wanted to hear.
She's probably like, finally, I could stop playing this character for like a day.
10 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about it like a few weeks ago that she had been playing her almost straight through. Like I think they said from the beginning of Infinity War to this week, she had
Mhm.
about 2 months off
Yeah.
playing Wanda. Like she did Infinity War Endgame back to back, then she had a couple months off, then it went right into WandaVision, which took like
Mhm.
2 years to film, and then Doctor Strange. Like that, give the girl a goddamn break. Let her do an independent movie. Like Jesus.
Right.
I hope Wanda gets stuck in some like other dimension so that she can take a break for a few years. Like just give it a rest. But you know, good for her. You know what I mean? She's a fantastic
Right.
character, and I'm so glad that we're getting even more of her. I was just watching Doctor Strange was on TV last night, and I was watching it. I cannot wait for the sequel. Yeah, let's talk
All
about
right.
the Oscars.
Main topic time.
All right.
Actually, did you? Okay, so were you able to? I know you saw like the end of it, like the last few awards. What were you able to watch? You didn't watch the entire thing, right? Like full through.
So, sorry, I just put a combo in my mouth. I at work, I watched when I was doing my closing and stuff at work. I had it up on YouTube TV. So I saw earlier stuff, but I missed. I would say I missed about like 10% of it. And then I got home with about 40 minutes left.
Okay. So do you want me to give my thoughts on the Oscars?
Yeah,
in
the
general?
ceremony in general, I think we'll start with, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it started well. I kind of liked how they got all the musical stuff, you know, in the beginning and the pre-show they did. I liked the Regina King's entrance, you know, carrying the statue into the theater that they were in. Or not even, I don't even know if it was a theater.
Looked like a train
and it was-
station.
Right. Yeah. That is what it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Right?
I think
They
it
had,
was, yeah.
Something like that.
I think it was.
And so, you know, they walk in there, blah blah, and the first thing I had a problem with was this aspect ratio that they went with. I thought that was stupid. I was like, I get it, it's a movie ceremony and it's a movie awards, but like, do we really have to do this? Like, can we just fill up my TV screen, please? Like, I was just like, really? Like, have we done this any other year, or is this the first year
No.
we're doing it?
A lot of firsts.
That was probably a Soderbergh thing,
Mm-hmm.
because he was one of the producers, who I think everybody is, you know, big mad at. I think that's the people we need to go after. if we're
Oh,
gonna
the
go after
producers?
anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought everything was, you know, smooth up until the last, you know, 10, 15 minutes. The not many bits. There was just the one bit with Glenn Close, which, by the way, I hate to burst your bubble. I heard it was
a
staged.
bit. It was a bit.
I heard it
yeah.
was staged though. So does that make you feel?
No,
less
that's
about
what I'm saying. Is
okay.
it was a bit, like you called it a bit.
Right.
It was a written bit. I mean, if you don't know how these kind of shows work, I mean, it was a great moment. The point is though is can you hop out of Discord and then hop back in?
Yeah.
You're fuzzy. I
My
just want
video
free.
or just
your video.
Alright.
You sound great. There you go. All right, cool.
There you
I just know that'll kill you later on when you rewatch it.
right.
So I this is my thing is that people were like freaking out, being like, "It was staged. Come on, it doesn't take away
I'll
from
be
the
honest,
moment."
I did not expect Glenn Close to throw ass to just to be that to
Oh,
be
no.
like.
This man just
I just
said,
didn't see that coming. I honestly thought it might be like some like spur of the moment type thing. She's probably like, "Well, I'm not going to win tonight, so I might as well, make it
"Oh my
memorable."
god, wow." Yeah, we got Michelle saying, "Yeah, I was so disappointed that it wasn't real and was staged." But you think about any big thing that's happened at the Oscars, it's all
Hmm.
staged. It's a written show. Like,
Yeah.
you think Ellen ordering pizza and stuff, like it's all like, I hate to burst your bubble, Michelle, like, but
Yeah.
that's just how all these things work. And I'm sure you know that like it's mostly written, but it's
Hmm.
not mostly written. It's pretty much all written. Like,
Yeah.
they are actors, and Glenn Close especially is one of the best actresses of all time. So she definitely sold it, obviously. And to
Uh-huh.
me, I don't have an issue with that because I'm like, all right, it made the moment very good. Danielle says
No,
the
the
Moonlight
Moonlight
incident
incident
was
was not
staged.
staged.
People think it could be though.
It
People,
was not staged.
no, I know, I know, I
No.
know. I don't think it was staged, but that is, people out there do think that. People think they did that for the ratings.
Right.
Um,
Um.
they definitely
Which,
did
yeah.
what they ended this show
Yeah,
for the
we'll
ratings.
get to it. We'll
Yeah,
get to it.
because okay, for me, oh, sorry, keep
Sorry,
keep going, keep
I'm
going.
almost done. I promise.
No,
So
it's fine. I cut you
basically,
off.
the other problems I had with it were I take that back. About half an hour left was where I started to be like, okay,
Or
like
was it?
what? It so it started with the whole the passing, the obituary,
Yeah, the
which
remem-
was I
why
think
can't
it
I
was
think of the
played
word?
at 2 times
Memoriam.
memoriam. It was played at two
Bruh,
times speed, I think. And
dude.
then we slowed down towards the end of it where, we had the kind of the bigger named, I feel like. I mean, DMX was mixed in there
Hmm.
as well.
Well, people like
Somebody pointed out
DMX, Carl Reiner, like
there was
big
no
names.
Naya Rivera was not in there, which was 2020, correct?
Hmm.
And there was somebody else that they said was in there. Danielle probably, because she told me, but she'll probably say it in the chat. So I thought that was, kind of, eh. The
I
other
did
problem
not
I
like
had,
the speed thing of it.
no, I thought
Yeah.
I thought it was ridiculous
Mhm.
that they did that. The other thing I did not like, well, I liked some of the kind of heartfelt, like Laura Dern, when she was reading off Daniel Kaluuya's name, I think it was.
Mhm.
She was kind of saying something about each nominee, maybe. I think that's what it was. I wish there was clips. There was clips for some things and not clips for others. And I was
Mhm.
like, well, I don't know what is everybody comparing this to? So like, I wish they had the clips. I don't know why there was no clips.
Yeah.
And then I liked that they let the speeches go. I thought that was nice. There was maybe some that went too long, but it's their moment, so
Oh
let
yeah.
them talk.
There was one in particular
Um,
that I was just like, all right, what?
Yeah,
It's
the
like-
last half an hour is kind of the big problem, starting again with the memoriam, and then
yeah.
as as soon as, do we want to talk about it, or do you want
I'll give my
Give it your
initial. I'll
thoughts.
give my thoughts
Yeah.
on the thing because we got to break down the last half hour. I mean, that was
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
So to me, I felt like I was taking crazy pills. I mean, Michelle in chat, for those who don't know, is my mother. She was like, she messaged me and said worst Oscars ever. I was sitting over there. I was like, I love it. I was like,
Yeah, I
I
thought
love
it was
this.
good.
I
Up until the last half hour.
yeah. So I loved the whole. We asked the directors, the whole thing with Bong Joon-ho. Like, I got to sit down and ask them, how would you explain directing to a child or something? You know what I mean? And I like that we got, and for every category, or most categories, they did that, where we got a personal touch of the actual nominee, of the actual person that was nominated. We got to find out a little like morsel about them. And like you said, with Laura Dern, like reading out little things about the people. I liked all that stuff, and I liked that.
Jessica Walters.
Oh yeah,
that
Jessica
was
Walters
who was
too.
missing.
Now this is
Tanya
the thing.
Roberts, I'm not
This is
sure
the
who that
thing
is,
that
but-
they have gone into before, though. which is if some people were not members of the Academy, sometimes they don't get put on the list. So I don't know, because somebody like Jessica Walters, yes, she's very big and famous, but mainly, you know, for TV, and I think maybe, you know, some stage stuff too. But like recently she has not been a big movie star, you know, that kind of thing, because it was the same issue with Luke Perry. Remember last year?
I remember
everybody was like, "Where's Luke Perry?" And the Academy was like, "He wasn't a member of the Academy."
Right.
I think the Academy was kind of like, we do the members of the Academy.
I think the Academy in that regard needs to just like get out of its own head.
It should be everyone,
and just be like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah,
like
it shouldn't matter if they the way I look at it is like the Academy puts on the award ceremony and they give out the awards and stuff, but for things like the in memoriam,
it's inclusive to everybody in
Hollywood. It should be a night to celebrate Hollywood, not just the Academy. So that's why I think, but I'm just saying, to be devil's advocate, I think that might be why people like that and like Naya Rivera wasn't. Yeah, DMX was in the Academy because he worked on he was in movies, and he
was
and he worked on soundtracks and scores for many films. It wasn't he not? I think he was nominated for. Didn't the Deadpool soundtrack get nominated or something? I don't know. But he's definitely been nominated. But yeah, you look at like Naya Rivera, like she wasn't really in that much. But either way, I'm getting in my own head about this. Call me the Academy. I liked it. I liked the overall ceremony. I loved that there was no host. I loved that there was no craziness. I loved that they didn't play off the speeches. Still though, like some of the speeches went very long. Like very long.
True, yeah.
Like I felt like Daniel Kaluuya, like he had a great speech, but I felt like there was times where he was like, "Oh, all right, I can just kind of keep going here."
He lost the plot when he said, "Oh, my mom and my dad had sex, and now I'm here."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was like, all right, Daniel.
I found it funny. He's very funny.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. He was. If you ever want to watch a great show with Daniel Kaluuya, check out Skins. We won't get into that here. Maybe on the Rants on Fire Patreon one day you might be able to hear that conversation. But I thought it was just a really fun ceremony. I liked the kind of quipping. I like the Questlove when they were like, "All right, we're gonna do some movie trivia here." Where we're like, guess that song, or what was it? It was
with Lil Ray Howery.
Was this song nominated? Was it a nominated song, a winning song, or not nominated at all? I love that. And then that's where we led into the Glenn Close thing. So for me, I liked that stuff. I could take or leave the aspect ratio. Didn't really. I was like, whatever.
I got over it, but when it started, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, same. Like I was like, oh, I was like, wait, it definitely isn't always like that, right? And then I got over it after a while. But that being said, man, that last half hour.
Now, real quick question before we get into that: who were you most surprised to see there? Because I think there's one answer.
Who was I most surprised to see at the ceremony?
At the ceremony. Yeah. Maybe you missed it.
Maybe. Was Joe Biden there?
No.
No, I don't know.
Harrison.
Oh no, I didn't miss that. No, sorry. Yeah, yeah. I was like, all right.
I was like, oh shit.
Me and Chris, who was on one of our Planet Council episodes a while back, our friend Chris. I was standing with him because we were waiting for a theater to get out. And I was standing with him watching it, and Chris was like, "It looks like he might need some glasses." He was like, he's really struggling to read off that. Oh, there you go. DMX was not in the Academy. Official. Here we go.
Okay,
I don't know, man. I don't know how they decided. Then Who knows? That's another thing I'll say too that really bothered me was the speed thing. When I got home, me and my roommate Brianna, we both watched it together, and she was like, "What the hell's going on with like the?" Because it was like 4 seconds a person, and then all of a sudden it went to like 0.2 seconds. Like it literally went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like it was that quick. It felt very. Honestly, I'm going to use the word. It felt a little disrespectful to the people in that part of it.
I think that's fair to say. Yeah.
Like I mean, and I wouldn't say that word, lightly. I honestly feel like someone in the production booth went, "All right, we're running long." Literally, like you said, speed up the in memoriam.
Press the 2 times button.
Yeah, literally. Like I don't know. It really did feel disrespectful.
Oh yeah, the song too.
Yes, the song was not like I'm sorry.
This is when they really started to fall off the rails.
Yeah, like I don't care what Giovanni says. I liked Billie Eilish her song last year. I thought that was very
I don't remember that.
Remember the In Memoriam, and then John Campea was like, "No offense, but does Billie Eilish even know half the people
at that point
whatever?"
I watched his like clips, so I think
okay.
I might have missed that.
Yeah, it was like he got in a whole bunch of hot water for that because they were like, "What?" Like just like shut up. But like I thought that was really good, but yeah, I didn't think the song this year was very sad.
Yeah.
And I know I know part of it is also remembrance and being happy that we had them and stuff, but it felt a little too uplifting. If that makes sense. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but
yeah. So after the memoriam, I think
that's where it went off.
First moment of question was when we were presenting Best Picture, which is, if you know, it is usually the end of the night, the last award given.
And when TJ says usually, the past 90 years has been that.
Yeah. So you actually, where I was, it didn't occur to me. I was literally like, why are they doing this? Why are they switching it up?
Yeah.
And when you said, oh, and this is what everybody thought, not just you, like literally everybody.
When we checked in on Twitter afterwards, absolutely.
I'm sure everybody in the room thought this.
Mm-hmm.
That was, they're doing Best Picture first, so they can set
end
up
on Chadwick,
win at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And we get through Best Picture, Nomadland, no surprise. Best Actress was
a surprise.
I was a little surprised.
I was very surprised. Happy surprise. We're both happy about it, but surprised.
In my ballot, I put Chloe Zhao.
Andrew Day.
Frances McDormand.
Oh,
but
okay.
I had put I was like, oh, maybe Carey Mulligan takes it. Maybe Vanessa Kirby. I was like, oh, maybe she'll
I had Andrew
I did
Day
take credit for your thought, by the way. I literally told everybody in the room, I go, oh, they're setting up for Chadwick, and I didn't say, oh, Sean said it.
Wow.
So I did take credit.
It's okay. If you said I said, it'd probably be a tough room. It's okay.
Maybe.
No, I'm just kidding.
But and then we get Joaquin Phoenix walking up.
What a guy.
Joaquin Phoenix is kind of, I don't know, I feel like kind of an awkward guy, in these stages.
He's not the most bombastic presenter.
Correct. And so he reads off the names. No clips, by the way. Stupid. No clips. And he goes, and the best actor and the Oscar goes to Anthony Hopkins for The Father. And they say,
have a good night.
Good night. And everybody goes, I went, what? And I'm sure you went, what? And then the whole room and the whole world went, or whoever was watching went, what? So
what a weird
the producers of this show on purpose set up. Now, this isn't like they didn't come out and say this, right? They didn't come out and say it, right? Like what? Specifically that they set this up for a walk-off for Chadwick so that, it's like, oh, this feel-good thing when, in the producer's mind, they're like, oh, Chadwick's winning. But the voters were like, no, he's not. And they gave it to Anthony Hopkins.
Okay, wait, I have a question here that maybe I don't fully understand.
What?
So every year the envelopes are kept by they do the whole
Accounting firm.
spiel with Price Waterhouse Coopers and all that stuff that they keep
Price
it in
Waterhouse, Big Four. Yes.
Yeah, they keep it in the safe and everything.
Correct.
Do the producers know who wins?
Nobody knows, I don't think. Except the
the voters, but they don't know
the voters
who wins.
don't know.
Only
I think
the
it's just the
accountants
firm.
know. Yeah.
Just the firm know.
Oh man.
So the producers are betting that
right,
the voters.
I think they were expecting Chadwick. I think that's
the
why
producers are betting that the voters are going to give it to Chadwick, and then they don't, and then they're like, okay, bye. Now this is what we can get into the conference. I mean, we can't really because I've seen The Father, but I haven't seen Ma Rainey's, and you've seen Ma Rainey's, but you haven't seen The Father.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we can't really get into the conversation. But I thought the most ridiculous thing was, so Anthony Hopkins is in Wales, or at home in Europe, in England, wherever he is.
I read about this. Yeah.
His people pleaded with the Academy to let him zoom in, and they said
they wouldn't
no.
let him. What the hell?
And so he's sleeping because, time difference. And he wakes up and he's like, oh, I won. Like, and he puts out this great video, paying tribute to Chadwick and says, thank you. Like, I really didn't expect it. And I was blown away when I saw it. Like, I thought they had got rid of that Zoom rule. Because I mean, like Gary Oldman and Olivia Colman and some of the other people, they were in like these Oscar hubs in the country. So I think like Gary Oldman and like Olivia Colman were probably in London, and people around the world that were nominated for different things.
Yeah.
So they were like, it showed them. But like Anthony Hopkins, he was, and again, he's not going to travel to LA. He's 82, I think it is, and it's COVID, and it's just And
also, he's Anthony Hopkins. He doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go.
But
he didn't show up
the
to the
sad
Golden
thing
Globes.
is, which is what TJ is trying to say, is he wanted to go.
Yeah, he wanted to be.
And you didn't let him. Like,
which I thought was just ridiculous. Now for the people that are saying like, you can't say now. I need to watch Ma Rainey's, and you have to watch The Father because I think you might actually you really will like it. I cried like 3 times, or teared up. I won't say like cried.
God bless you. You're crying right now. You need tissue?
I thought it was very well deserved. People are saying that this is possibly his greatest performance ever, which I would.
Do you agree with that?
I mean, compared to that, I've literally seen him in this and Silence of the Lambs. So both Oscar wins. So I think
Odin.
Yeah, okay, Odin. He definitely has a bigger range in this. I feel like he has to do more in this than
I'm assuming he has a lot more screen time.
He does have a lot more screen time as well.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes. So for that, I'm not really, surprised. But again, I haven't seen Chadwick. You said he's amazing, possibly his greatest performance ever. So again, like I think it's kind of a throw. I would have been fine with anybody winning, maybe except like, not to say like, oh, Gary Oldman, but Gary Oldman, he was just playing like he wasn't doing anything, in my opinion, in Mank that he was like above everybody else.
Yeah, that's kind of been like your consensus on most stuff with Mank is like it was like a good movie, but like it wasn't doing anything revolutionary.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean?
Like oh, you should have seen me when they were showing pictures of like, I forgot what they were showing pictures of during the segment. They showed Mank in black and white in the pictures, and I was like, come on.
Yeah.
I was like, just show it in color. Like, get over yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. What was your what did you think? I know. I mean, I know your reaction, but
I thought the exact same thing as you. I mean, I just thought, so it changes it a little bit that the producers don't know, because I wasn't sure.
No, they do not know.
Yeah, like, so it to me it takes a little bit of heat off the producers. I think one of the producers came out, and I did read this. They said ending with Best Actor was a calculated risk. They said ending with Best Actor was a calculated risk that, in my opinion, paid off. I think it was a calculated risk because they probably thought it was going to be Chadwick, and I think I don't think it paid off. I think that's the only BS part that guy said. Like, yes, you clearly took a calculated risk. I think I think the potential upside with that decision would have been through the roof. I think if Chadwick had won, it would
Mhm.
have been revered as one of the best endings to the Oscar, to like an Oscar ceremony in a long time. Um, but I think just the fact that you end it on a non-present winner,
Mhm.
and the fact that honestly that is where we go to the producers, the fact that they would not let him zoom in, that is totally on them. That is
Mhm.
to me unacceptable. Like you can't do that. If somebody wants to be there and wants to respect social distancing and not traveling and stuff, you need to let that person do that, especially if that person is Sir Anthony Hopkins, Academy Award winner, good chance to win the award
Mhm.
that you're ending on.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Also, if you've seen the movie, you would say, "Oh, he probably has a good chance." If
Yeah.
they'd seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I mean, maybe
exactly.
they haven't. I don't know. But because producers maybe not their job,
Hmm.
but probably should be. Um, yeah, I was just and then they just like were like, okay, bye. It's like what?
Yeah, it was
What?
very weird.
And then of course, obviously the backlash, like from that and then into yesterday and even a little bit into today.
Hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was just wild. I didn't see. I guess they had his parents. I don't know if they were there, Chadwick's parents or his mom was there, or if she was
Not
maybe like
sure.
on in a hub or whatever they call it.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I was dumbfounded. Uh, another like yeah, I don't know, man. That shit was crazy. I just can't.
He said that shit was
But like
crazy.
I don't think like I think people need to not to I think you need to be careful, like not you specifically, but people need to be careful not saying like you can't blame like people who are blaming like Anthony Hopkins or something are like completely off
No,
the
that's
base.
terrible. Yeah, no.
Off base. Like it's the producers for ending it the way they did.
Hmm.
Um
And if
yeah,
anything,
in my opinion.
the fact that if anything, the producers should apologize to Anthony Hopkins because if he is getting backlash of any kind, that is on them. That's not
Yeah.
his fault. The only thing Anthony Hopkins did, he dedicated half of his acceptance speech to Chadwick.
To
Like he
Chadwick,
spent
yeah.
half of it talking about him, like saying he was gone too soon, what a great performance, like that he was so honored to have won and that he really wasn't expecting it. Like I think if you would let him zoom in, it would have been a really surprisingly humble and sweet
Right.
speech to end it on, and
Right.
you still would have gotten your Chadwick
Mhm.
memoriam from Anthony Hopkins. Like it would have been a win-win,
Mhm.
even if Chadwick didn't win. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah, thinking Chadwick to win is the only reason to have that as the last category. Right, Daniel's very correct in that.
Yeah,
And the last category is technically the biggest, so if they were to say it had nothing to do with him, it would make no sense.
yeah.
Right. Like
It would be
exactly
a
like
lie.
if Chadwick is
It would
not
be a lie.
nominated, there's no way it is the last award to go.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Um, but
Basically, it would
again,
mean that they think the greatest actor is more important than the greatest actress as well.
right.
Yeah, and to me, that's why I was like, all right, that to me is why it's like you end on Best Picture because it's always you don't want to choose one over the other to be
Mhm.
the ending one. That's why you just choose Best Picture.
Right.
I don't know. The
Right.
whole if you notice too, not even just those ones, the whole order of the awards was kind of whacked out. Like they did
Yeah, I was
director
yeah.
in the middle of the ceremony. Like
Yeah.
I know they usually do supporting early on, and that was the
Right.
same. But then when it was like an hour in and they were doing
I
director, I
thought
was like,
it
what the hell?
I thought it might have been to try and keep people's attention,
Hmm.
maybe. So they don't tune in and out, maybe. I
Yeah.
feel like the biggest ones are the acting, obviously, and then picture and director.
Yeah, because let's
Um,
be honest, the way that people watch the Oscars, like normal people who don't have a film podcast or aren't fans of like super fans of
yeah,
film, they will
they just
watch the
don't.
beginning for the opening, and
Yeah,
then they'll tune back in with 20 minutes left because they
right.
know
Or they
those are
don't.
the awards, or they just don't even go back in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. So I want to go over my ballot real quick.
Hmm.
I know we're hour and a half, but we haven't done a little longer show in a while. So as long as you have nowhere to be, I don't. So I filled out a ballot. I got 16 out of 23, which I was actually pretty proud of because a lot of them I guessed on.
That's very good. 16 out of 23. That is
Yeah.
very high.
So best picture, I had Nomadland. I was like, I just, the buzz. I feel like it was just, the biggest buzz. So I feel like I couldn't stray from that. Chloe Zhao again, big buzz. Not surprised. So that's 2 for 2. So actor in the leading role, I had Chadwick in. I was like, it's a lock. That's what everybody's saying. That's what the talk on Twitter is. What you said. I still haven't seen I will watch it in the next coming days. If you could watch The Father in the next coming days.
Well, now I have 3 days off, so
okay,
I'm gonna.
You do have to rent it, so that kind of sucks. But
yeah,
it's very good. It is worth
the rent.
It is well worth the rent. Same with Minari. If you haven't seen Minari, well worth the rent. So actress, I had Frances McDormand. Thought that was again. I was kind of surprised. I started to check Carey Mulligan, and I switched because I was like, I guess I just think Frances will win. Actor supporting role, I had Daniel Kaluuya. I thought there was a chance maybe Lakeith would steal it, but that didn't happen. Actress in a supporting role, I had Yoo Jung Yoon, who was great in Minari. Also, Danielle saying Alan Kim. Alan Kim plays the little boy in Minari. He was fantastic. He should have been nominated for supporting. He's like 10. He was so good in it. Like I couldn't. I thought did you see the question that was asked? Like, cause she was like, oh my God, Brad Pitt. Like I got to meet Brad Pitt. And somebody was like, how they do like the questions afterwards, like on the, somebody was like, God. Oh, how did he smell? It's like, what? How about how does it feel to win an Oscar? How does it feel, to, I don't know if she was like the first, I like anything else, it's just fucking weird.
Yeah. How did he smell? What?
Yeah.
Did you see the lady asked Daniel Kaluuya what it was like to be directed by Regina King?
I couldn't. I saw the clip. I couldn't watch it because I was like, this is gonna be too cringy for me.
It was bad.
Was he offended?
No, he played it. He played it so cool, and he was definitely offended. But he played it so cool, and he just kind of. She was like stumbling through the question. I think she realized halfway through. So for those who don't know, Daniel Kaluuya was not in One Night in Miami. That was what's his name? Oh my God.
Leslie Odom Jr.
Yes, thank you. So I think the reporter just messed up, but basically when she said what was it like to be directed by Regina, like he was like kind of looking down, like listening to the question, and he went, and then he was like, "Could you repeat the question?" And then she didn't say that part again. Oh, she just, and he was just like, yeah, it was good. And then you hear the person go, "All right, Daniel, just one more question," and he goes. Like I felt bad for him. I mean, they have those people back there for like 6 minutes. I mean, it's like you remember Joaquin last year. He was like roasting those people left and right. He was like, they were like, "What was it like to play the Joker?" And he was like, "Haven't I answered that like every day for the past 6 months? Yeah. Like, can you ask a new question?" Yeah. So bad.
Original screenplay, I had Minari. I kind of guessed on it. I'm not big on I don't know with writing. Like I really, it was kind of a shot in the dark. That was Promising Young Woman, I believe it went to, which well-deserved. Emerald Fennell. I think that's what she won for.
Who plays Camilla in The Crown.
Right, I didn't know that. I saw that on her IMDb. If you haven't seen that movie, that's also a very good movie. Another movie that I would have liked. If that won Best Picture, I would have been, okay, fine.
Yeah. I didn't know that, wasn't that Bo Burnham in the clip?
Bo Burnham was.
I didn't know he was in it.
Yeah, like that one, those had clips. Like what?
That I'll say actually I did not like. I didn't like that the Best Picture clips were like a minute.
Did Best Picture have clips?
Yeah, that was what they showed. That was the only thing that had
clips. That was for screen.
No. The only thing that had clips, I think the only thing that had clips was Best Picture, but they showed like a minute of each movie, and I was like, "What the hell are we doing here?" I was like, "Why am I watching this whole movie right now?" Right.
Adapted screenplay, I had The Father. I was happy with that one. International feature, another round. I just heard, that's the one everybody's talking about. So that's why I put that one.
That was the main reason I watched it. It's
was always the one
so
year
good.
where there's an international that everybody talks about. You have to watch that. Animated feature Soul. I put that was no
a given. Yeah.
Documentary. I did
good
had
for
no
Pete
idea.
Docter, by the way, too, for that win. Good on him. He's honestly, after all the Lasseter shit went down, Pete Docter.
Right.
If they didn't have Pete Docter, all of Pixar could have gone under. Honestly, after everything that happened, so good for him for getting another Oscar.
Documentary. I had My Octopus Teacher. Complete guess. I've heard there's some speculation that maybe he had a weird relationship with the octopus. He did have a relationship with it, but it was a friendly relationship. But the immediately thing that was said in the room I was in was, so did he have sex with the octopus or something? Some weird like that.
Yeah.
And I'm
should have
pretty
called
sure
it Shape of Water. You know what I mean? Ooh.
Yeah, that was the consensus in the room. Yeah. Original score. I don't remember what one. Was it Soul? Do you know? I had Soul.
Original what you said?
Oh no, it was Soul.
Yeah, Soul. Yeah.
I put a plus.
John Baptiste and Trent Reznor.
Original song. I had "Fight for You" by Judas. That's what won. That was another guess. Cinematography. I don't know how Mank won. Again, Mank is fine. It's a good movie, but like Nomadland has these sprawling landscapes and the sunrise, sunset, and we got the vans driving down the street, and we got these wide shots.
Nomadland is just beautiful.
I didn't get how Mank won. I was dumbfounded by that. So obviously I penciled in Nomadland, but I was wrong.
Hey man, it's another one of those Hollywood, loving Hollywood.
I think Mank had what, like two awards maybe? I think 2 or 3.
I think so.
I think it looks like 2. Costume design, complete guess. I had Ma Rainey's. That's a 1. Editing, another complete guess. I had Nomadland. I don't remember what won this. I don't remember what won. Makeup, I had Ma Rainey's. That's 1. Production design, I had Mank. Mank 1. Again, these are all, I don't know how I was guessing these. I was just throwing check marks anywhere. Sound of Metal, that was a given for me. Visual effects, Tenet was also a given for me. Animated short, I guessed opera. I don't remember what. Oh, Burrow, I think, won. Oh, no. If Anything Happens, I Love You. That's what.
Oh, that's right.
For animated short. I guessed opera. Live action short, Feeling Through. Missed that one. And then documentary short, Do Not Split is what I put. And then I don't remember. Oh, I think Colette won. I want to say.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. So I was 16 for 23. That was my ballot. Can I also real quick go through my best picture rankings?
Yeah.
All right. I have a list on Letterboxd. This might be a little controversial. So, if anybody's watching this, please don't come for me.
They're gonna.
So, number 1, I have The Father. Number 2, I have Nomadland. 3, I have Promising Young Woman. 4, I have Minari. 5, I have Sound of Metal. 6 is Judas. 7 is Mank. 8 is Trial.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like Sound of Metal.
You like Mank more than you like Trial?
I know those are probably.
You think about that. You think
I
you really think that?
Change those. Same with like Sound of Metal and Judas. I could probably. I mean, they're all very quality movies. I feel like so it's kind of hard,
What was your number
Minari
1? Sorry?
again was The Father.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
Dude, The Father, like I did not expect it to like hit me the way it did.
Did you think so Chadwick was what you thought was going to be the number 1? Who was like your 2? Was it like Anthony Hopkins or Steven?
I probably would have said Anthony Hopkins.
Okay.
And then I think tied would have been Riz and Steven Yeun.
Okay.
And then Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Again, I like Gary Oldman. Just was doing,
Man, he's a good guy.
regular Gary Oldman things in this movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, every time they cued in on Fincher, I go, how many shots is he going to take tonight every time he loses? Again, I like Fincher, but Golden Globes, literally every single time he lost, he was taking a shot.
Man was getting drunk.
Yeah. Did you think, real quick question, did you think, speaking of Meg, did you think Amanda Seyfried had any chance to win or no?
No.
Oh, wait, you didn't watch Meg, did you?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I forgot.
But I didn't think she had any chance to win.
No. Who won again? Oh, yeah. Duh. Fucking.
What's her name? Yeah.
Yeah.
From Minari.
Yun. Right. But yeah, that shit, I can't believe it ended like that.
Yeah.
Not as big as the whole Moonlight, thing.
No.
But
just a different fiasco. Okay, so one thing this is what we'll end on, unless there's anything else that, we need to talk about. Let me pull up. I have the view count, the viewership for the last few years of the Oscars.
Oh,
this is rough.
Might have to talk about one more time real quick because it was a requested story. We might have to talk about the Paddington thing real quick.
Oh my God, we completely forgot. Oh my God. It's literally, I'm looking at it right now. It's in my notes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't even bring it up. Holy crap. Oh crap, I missed like 3 stories. All right, well, we'll talk about those in just 1 second after this, because this is also in my notes, but I figured we'd talk about it at the end. 2014, okay? 2014, 43.7 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 2015, 36.6 million. 2016, 34.3 million. 2017, 32.9 million. Then 2018, kind of a big drop to 26.5 million. But then 2019, we're right back up. 29.6 million. 2020, down again, 23.6 million. 2021, 9 million views.
Wow. Holy crap.
That is it.
I would liken this year's drop to a little bit of COVID pandemic. Maybe you can't.
People didn't see the movies a lot,
right? But I would also say that I think, these movies are. If you're not like you said before, if you don't have like a podcast or like if you're not really into movies, you're not seeing these.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Also, I'm sorry. What kind of ganja was Frances McDormand smoking when she was like, as soon as you're able to, go to the biggest theater possible and see these movies?
Yeah.
Fran, these movies came out like 6 months ago. They're not.
I was also nobody said anything about the Pacific Theaters or the Cinerama Dome.
At all. I was surprised too. Like I thought Brad Pitt was gonna be like, justice for ArcLight. Like I don't know, like.
But yeah, also they were in April. That other thing.
Oh yeah.
But I think it is also built in the fact of people always have the narrative of how I don't want to sit here while Hollywood people pat themselves on the back for the good work they did and then go home to their $1 million homes. And I did like that Regina King said something about that in the beginning, which I thought was cool. And I don't really look at it that way. I just, I like watching the celebrities that I've watched in these films kind of, get recognized for the work they've done.
Mm-hmm.
Especially it also makes you maybe feel, correct if you're rooting, like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like when, again, like the big push last year was Parasite. This year didn't really have like a big like movie to get behind.
Yeah.
But like last year with Parasite, I feel like, the whole world rode around that film. And, not to say like that it needed it because that film was fucking amazing. Like it was hands down the best movie I thought that last year. But yeah, I think it has to do with like a little multitude of things, the date shifting, people feeling like they're being preached at and, and maybe the movies just weren't watched, I feel like.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was just
they
rough.
did shout out movie theaters in like a Matthew McConaughey montage.
Oh,
I think that nobody. Yeah, I was like, Danielle, where were you? They didn't interview you.
I'll say they didn't get me either. They didn't get me. They didn't make it this far out, I think. All right, so let's wrap up. I'm sorry, we have a couple of news things that I it was down at the bottom of the list, so I didn't grab them. But so a few things here. Wyatt Russell is not banking on the return of U.S. Agent.
Oh, he's not. I thought
He
he
says
is.
no. He said the way I approached Marvel from the beginning was it's all your last time you're going to do it. I'm not a part of any of this decision making. So I think what he's saying there is he's just not getting his hopes up. Which again, I think that's
Fair.
bullshit. But yeah, but I think it's bullshit.
Yeah, but also probably bullshitting. Yeah.
I there's reports that like Thunderbolts is about to start filming in like a month.
Oh, really?
Like I don't believe this at all. Like
Yeah.
and it's to the point where I don't judge the Marvel actors or directors or anybody involved with the Marvel movies for lying anymore.
No.
I feel like that seal was broken around Infinity War and Endgame with people just flat out lying. I think you have to at this point, honestly. So I don't blame them. Like, I don't blame him for saying this. I don't blame Anthony for saying, oh, Cap 4 sounds great, but I haven't heard anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't blame them for saying that stuff. It's just, it's the way that they have to do it, because if they give any credence to any of these little crumbs, people are just going to lose their minds. That being said, you know, I'm banking on the return of U.S. Agent.
So am I. What are you talking about?
Like, one of absolutely the best characters to come out of Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Last time we saw his character, he was jumping for joy.
Yeah, he was jumping for joy, man. All right, I'll say this, because I got a picture of his uniform pulled up here. I love the new paint job, even more comic book accurate than his Captain America suit, which already looked like the U.S. Agent thing. Now they were like, all right, here is literally the U.S. Agent comic book costume. The only thing I will say is his star. It looks like they just ripped off the star that was on there. He should still have a star. It's just supposed to be a black star. Like, that's the only thing for me that to me the suit is missing. It's like you could barely see the star up in the corner. But that being said, I mean, gosh, I hope he comes back. He's fantastic. And I hope he's in Thunderbolts, and I hope they start filming it and it's here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Wyatt, I think you're coming back. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're like one of the most fan favorite characters too. Like, so next up here, and then we'll end on the biggest piece of news, obviously. Next up here, we have Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard is already in talks to helm the next MonsterVerse film. The rumored title is Son of Kong. So this is coming from Boris Kitt from THR. So what are your thoughts on this? Maybe sounds like we might be jumping forward a little bit in the timeline of these movies. And it sounds like the next movie up is going to be a Kong movie over a Godzilla movie, which is fair, I think, because Godzilla kind of got 2 in a row. So what were your thoughts on that? And are you excited for Son of Kong?
Yeah, I'm excited. I saw on, I think it's Discussing Film, the Twitter. They said, I'm like paraphrasing, they said, this means that Kong does indeed fuck. So if he has a son.
Who is the other person that people were saying? Oh, Palpatine. I was like,
Palpatine, yeah.
I was like, who was the other thing that people were like, oh my god, it confirms?
Yeah. So I'm excited. Again, Godzilla vs. Kong was, I think, everything that it needed to be. So I would be interested to see where they kind of take this franchise, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to me, what this just confirms is Warner Brothers is realizing what they've got here. They at least have one successful verse. The DC verse is still kind of struggling, but at least this one, seemingly they've been, you know, apart from the same critique that every single one of them has, which is the human characters, but there's only so much you can do with that. What people are saying with, like, you know, like, oh, they need to just cut the humans out entirely. Like, no, then you don't have a movie. You don't have any stakes. So I think it's doing as good a job as they can with that. So to me, I'm just so happy that we're getting more MonsterVerse. So let's end on biggest piece of film news rattling out there in the Twitterverse. taking Hollywood by storm. I actually heard that Gary Oldman actually called David Fincher to break the news that Citizen Kane has lost its 100% fresh rating on Rotten
Wow.
Tomatoes. So for those who don't know, for a long time, Citizen Kane has been 100%, which means every single review that the way Rotten Tomatoes work, it's a review aggregator. So the percentage is based on, is it a good review or a bad review? If you have one good, one bad, you're 50%. That's the way it works. It's not about the actual percentage rating of the film. It's about the percentage of good reviews.
Yeah,
just
sorry,
for
Danielle,
those
if
who
I
don't know.
did butcher that earlier while explaining it. She
Oh,
asked
yeah.
like what the system was.
Oh, yeah,
Said it was together when it's actually aggregate.
yeah. So basically what happened was a negative review from 80 years ago was added to Rotten Tomatoes because that's what Rotten Tomatoes does. It's a review aggregator, so any verifiable review counts towards the numbers. And this review was uncovered and was added into the algorithm for Citizen Kane, and it bumped it down to 99%, which means the undisputed best film of all time. TJ and I already knew this, but now the rest of the world does too.
I haven't even seen this, and I already knew it was
Paddington 2, the best film of all time, and now it is certifiably so. Now I will say I have not been doing my part as a Paddington stan. I don't know if you remember, TJ, but in my old bedroom at the previous place I lived, I did have my Paddington poster up. But I have not had it up since I moved into my new place. Honestly, I think I'm going to put it back up tomorrow. I think it's going in the living room. Maybe I'll take the Endgame poster down because, I mean, let's be honest, Paddington 2 is way better than Avengers Endgame.
Now, I think there needs to be a film. Now, I can't fit everybody's name into this title of this new movie that I think should be directed by
Paddington.
Maybe Paddington by himself.
Yeah.
We're going to call it King Bee because the writing credits are Paul King and Simon Farnaby for Paddington 2. So I think we need to get like a little Mank / King Bee in the works.
Wow. I think, how do I want to say this? I think that if Gary Oldman doesn't play both King and Bee, I think that would be a miscarriage of justice. And I don't throw that around lightly. And then of course we would have Amanda Seyfried playing the role of Hugh Grant for the second one. Yeah, and on that bombshell, I think that'll do it for this episode of Planet Film Live. Check out King Bee coming to theaters in 2028. Oh, okay, 2024. You're just gonna need to. We're looking for a distribution path. Netflix said no. So thank you so much for joining us on this episode 41 of Planet Film Live. I, as always, am one of your hosts, Sean Monk. You can follow me personally at Paste Eating Yak. Follow me personally at Paste Eating Yak on Twitter and on Instagram. I was looking to see if I had any merch directly around me. I don't. But you can check out our merch store in the video description. I know you guys have, honestly, I checked it today. You guys have been kind of killing. I mean, we've still been doing sales like pretty consistently. So check out our merch store. We might have new designs coming up. I don't really know right now. Sometimes if I get in a mood to try and make something new, there might be something new up there. If not, always check it out. And yeah, that'll do it for me.
And I'm your host, TJ Cornwell. You can find me at TJ_Cornwell on Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know maybe what you thought of the Oscars in the comments. Don't forget to check out our other videos. Check out our Planet Hero Falcon Winter Soldier finale review.
Oh, yeah. And this Saturday, our season 1 review of...
I don't know. What is
Invincible.
It? Oh fuck yeah.
Invincible.
Invincible.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Invincible
forgot-
season
I
1.
completely forgot
The
that was a
season
show.
finale is this Friday. So keep an eye out for Planet Hero. And for those who didn't watch last week's Planet Hero, actually, yeah, I forgot to say this. For those who didn't watch last week's Planet Hero, we are changing it up a little bit the way that we're doing Planet Heroes and Planet Councils and maybe future shows as well. Just because those live shows, they're kind of a big time commitment for us with our work schedules, and just a time commitment to do it. And they haven't been getting as many views as we would like. So we might revisit long form live shows with those, but we're going to try and start doing them in kind of a 15 to 20 minute short form or shorter form kind of review format. So the Invincible season 1 review will be the first version of that. But it'll still go up Saturday at 8 p.m. So you can check it out there.
And check out our reaction to what's the last thing we reacted to?
I think the last thing we reacted to was me doing The Conjuring.
Conjuring.
Yeah.
You know, Conjuring
Check it
3
out.
looks 4. Conjuring 3
Yeah, Conjuring
looks
3.
pretty good. Check that out in the videos, and we will catch you in the next Planet Film Live.
Boom. Check out Mank.